I gave up on standing. I'm giving my back a break. Just so you know, if this lesson runs long, I know it's very heavy. The next one on emotions is shorter, so that's a good balance. But we are moving into attributions of success and failure, and so just think about the root word attribute to what do we attribute things? What are the causes? How what caused something to happen? That's what this is. And so when students are thinking about their success and failure, their past success and their past failures are going to either motivate them or inhibit their motivation. And it depends on why they thought they succeed or they failed. Now, these are the three most important factors affecting a student's attributions. And so you've got your, and these things are also going to be affected by students' emotions and their cognitive complexes and then their behaviors as well. And so you've got your locus, which is internal versus external. Internal being it's you've succeeded or you failed based on yourself, or you succeed or you failed based on something external. So maybe it was like a teacher's mood that day when she was grading your assignment. That's external. It's based on stability. Stability is when it's stable, it's unchanging factors. So I think about this sometimes. A lot of you wrote about papers on at-risk students, and so if students are attributing their failures to their circumstances, that's going to be a very stable factor that you're going to have to work with. And how are we going to change mindsets like that, right? And then unstable is temporary things. It just happened. It's not always going to happen. It was like the luck of the draw, maybe, that it happened on that day. And then controllability is huge. And just so you know, we go into these in the next lesson, so I'm not going to emphasize them too much. But controllability being the extent to which an individual can influence something. So if it's super uncontrollable, the learner feels like they had no influence in the outcome, versus controllable, like they had control, they could literally direct how the success or failure went. And so these are more factors that affect, I think I said this wrong a couple of minutes ago. These are the factors that affect attributions, a student's attributions. And so effort, which is totally internal, and it can be unstable. So just looking at this again, stability is if it's unchanging, or if it's just or if it's temporary. So effort can be unstable, and then it's controllable. It literally depends on the learner. Ability coming from inside, it can be perceived as stable, can be. However, so it's kind of an unchanging factor. And then uncontrollable, sometimes you can see this as being outside your grasp, but I don't know that I would agree with that in terms of ability. Task difficulty is something outside of ourselves. It is, in terms of the task, it's stable. It's not going to change. And then it's uncontrollable because someone else gives it to you. And then luck, that's kind of cool to think about, is external, it's unstable, and it's uncontrollable. So these are great to think about as well. And then, so I want you all to watch this video on growth mindset, 5 minutes. This is a super important concept that you are going to want to focus on in your classrooms. Just a little disclaimer, they've done more recent research on the study that they're going to talk about. I think it's this video. And there's some different outcomes that came out, but this theory is important and it does provide some foundations for us. So go ahead, and then you're going to engage in activity afterwards. See you on the other side.